who then decided that they needed some outside help. And this Jewish group, which we call today the Sephardic or Sephardim, something that sometimes we may confuse, is kind of recognized being Jewish as being part of a singular race, or being part of a European group. But African, North African Jews are referred to as Sephardic or Sephardim in terms of their ethnicity. This group, which was within the country, had asked the Moors, had sent emissaries into North Africa, and had asked the Moors about what their intentions were, because they were catching hell in the Iberian Peninsula, and things looked right for control and subordination in the Iberian Peninsula, and kind of invited and begged the Moors, to a certain extent, to come into the area, to free them, in essence. So you have historians who talk about that element. Then you have another element which refers to the Moors going in because they chose to get control of the region for the purpose of expanding the borders of Islam and getting more land in general in use for agriculture and so forth. Excuse me, before I go on, did you have any
No,
questions?
all your questions, please. Just go ahead.
Okay.
All your questions.
So, given this, the Moors enter the area in 710 and are controlled by 711. The Moors also enter into Sicily and Crete. In 827, they enter Crete, and they're there until 961. The impact upon the culture of the inhabitants of Spain, of what is now Spain, Portugal, Crete, Sicily, etc., would include the following. The Moors set up a postal system. They become the backbone of metal, wood, leather, wool, and the silk industries. They have a sewage system and latrines with hot and cold running water by the 10th century. Lighted streets. They're practicing food preservation through dehydration, preserving wheat for as long as 100 years. In fact, a man named Ibn al-Aswan, writing in the 12th century, wrote a book on how to preserve corn oil, how to preserve various fruits and vegetables through the process of dehydration. What's unique about this is that the Moors simply didn't engage in these activities without writing them down, but they were voluminous writers. They also, as we will see, set up a system of libraries and a book-selling system where these books and materials are made available not only to the population of Andalus, but the people beyond those borders. The Moors introduced new agricultural and irrigation methods which made the land vastly more productive than it had been under the Romans, and certainly under the Visigoths. They made algebra an exact science and founded plane and spherical trigonometry, which never existed among the Greeks. Pharmacology, surgery, cauterization, ophthalmic surgery, lithotrides, which is the destruction of kidney stones, and the establishing of a licensing exam for physicians were a part of Moorish society, what the Moors instituted into the region. Meanwhile, Europeans are relying on charms and amulets, visits to holy shrines. You had people going to a cathedral in Chartres in order to get well. If someone was said to be sick, they would either, generally the treatments were as follows. Either you would simply pray for the person and take them to a holy shrine, or you would leech them.